As one of the only weirdos who actually daily drives Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 3, I've had a lot of people asking for my thoughts on the Z Fold 4, but until now, I wasn't able to share them because this is my very first experience with it. I have intentionally cloistered myself, as I am apt to do, to avoid spoiling any of the surprises, and I'm really, really excited to get my hands on. Okay, there is one thing that I managed to pick up on, and that's that they hadn't changed it much, but boy, did I ever underestimate how much it didn't really change much. Right out of the gate, I see some bad news here. First of all, what is up with this ridge being sharper? Is anyone talking about that yet? No included power brick, no included cable even. I don't even get a USB-C cable? Oh look, I had to make sure there's no cable in there. Can confirm, wait, oh, maybe there's a. Oh yeah, there's the cable. It was hiding in here along with a SIM removal tool and some warranty nonsense. To be clear, warranties are not nonsense, very important. We have a limited lifetime guarantee on the LTT store backpack. You can go get your order in today. All right. Ooh, I need to clean my screen. That is one thing that you'll notice if you start daily driving a foldable device, is that the natural screen cleaning that takes place when you slide a phone in and out of your pocket, well, she don't happen on the main screen. And so you have to remember to clean your screen at a time when you're not already using it, right? So let's go ahead and give it a. Something that I did on my Fold 3 was the integrated screen protector started to peel. Unlike the earlier editions of the Fold, on the 3, you can peel it. It just means that there's additional chance of damage to the screen. It doesn't actually rip it apart or anything like that. I had hoped for more improvement to the crease. It's better, to be clear. You can tell while they're both off. It's deeper and it's wider on my Fold 3, but the thing about the Fold 3, which is the one in this hand, I'm gonna have to keep clarifying that because boy, do they ever not look that different, is that I've been using this for the better part of a year. Another immediately noticeable difference, can you tell that the Fold 3 in my left hand here, can you tell that it's in a bit of a V shape when I have it unfolded? Okay, that's something that I thought Samsung had solved with the Fold 3, because compared to my previous Fold 2, it was very flat, perfectly flat when I opened it up. But what I'm seeing now is that whether it's the tension of the screen wanting to pull back up, or whether it's the hinge wearing out, something about Samsung's hinge designs are making it so that they eventually start to smile a little bit. I hope that the Fold 4 is better. It does feel stiffer. It's got the same IPX8 water resistance, but they say that the frame is now a more rugged and durable aluminum, so it shouldn't scuff up as much, which has been a problem for me. dbrand, who sponsored this video, bless their hearts, does have skins for the Fold series, but as you can see, on a phone like this, where it's completely screen on one side, half screen on the other side, there's not a whole lot to skin, so it hasn't really protected it from getting kind of beat up, especially around the hinges here. Is it supposed to be thinner? Very slightly thinner, you say. Man, I don't think they've changed the hinge much. If anything, I don't think the hinge actually closes as tight. Not as tall. That's probably a good thing. There's a lot of apps that end up looking pretty stupid on this super skinny, tall display. To be clear, they haven't changed it a lot, but this is a nice improvement. The bezel here on the left side, they've managed to expand the size of the front screen even more compared to the Fold 2. That's very likely to be a noticeable difference day to day. Yeah, definitely a difference here. Why does this ad stay at the top on this one and not on this one? I just want to show how having it be wider makes it easier to read more, because it means there, sure, fine, here. So this takes 6 lines and this takes only 5 lines. Okay, so you don't have to scroll as much. God, that shouldn't have taken so long. Okay. The new phone also has other upgrades. It uses a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, has up to 1 terabyte of storage, which actually I believe is the same as last gen, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and uses Corning Victus Plus for the front display. Obviously, they can't use Victus Plus on the inside display because Victus Plus is a stiff glass, and this is more of like some kind of plastic composite film that is glass-like in feeling. But I haven't had any durability problems with the Fold 3, even though I removed my screen protector. Okay, I guess the screen protector starting to peel was a durability problem. But since then, I haven't gotten any scratches or scuffs on this thing. And actually the finger feel is a lot better. It's a lot smoother with the naked display. Not that I would recommend switching over to it. Screen protectors are a good thing. The layout of the phone hasn't changed much. You've got your same USB-C charging port on the bottom. It'll do up to 25 watts this time. It'll do up to 15 watts wireless charging. Over on the right, you've got your, I lose track of which one's which. You've got your volume rocker, your lock button, which has a built-in fingerprint sensor. Man, every time I watch my wife unlock her, I think it's S21 Ultra or something like that. Every time I watch her try to unlock it with Samsung's horrible ultrasonic underscreen finger sensor, I'm like, thank goodness I just have a traditional not underscreen one. Over on the left side, we've got our SIM tray. And then up on the top, we've got a whole lot of not much else, just microphones and speaker. Shout out dbrand, by the way. They might have a bad attitude, but darn it, the products are good. I've had this skin on my Fold 3, and other than a little bit of damage that I did to the bottom here when I dropped it, and here, you can actually see the nicks in the phone when I also dropped this, so I ended up kind of picking at it a little bit so that it wouldn't peel. It looks as good as the brand new one right here on the brand new phone. So if that doesn't tell you that their skins stick, then I don't know how else to convince you. One of the best things about dbrand skins though, is not how they stick, but rather how they don't stick. When it's time to peel them off, your phone looks brand spanking new. They leave absolutely no residue whatsoever. Wow. This piece of metal here for the hinge is actually dented in not one, but two different places. Sorry. So they're a great way to protect your devices without causing any problems down the road. They also improve the slipperiness of the device. It won't keep you from dropping it outright if you're determined enough, but definitely makes it easier to hold on to. And with dbrand's instructions, they are super easy to apply. So you can check them out at the link down in the video description. It's dbrand.com/Linus. See dbrand? All you have to do is give me a nice vanity URL, nice talking points, and I'll give you a nice read. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, assholes.
That was great, but the vanity is short Linus.
Short Linus? No, I refuse to read that. Short Linus. No, they can change my vanity URL today. They can change it. It's gonna be dbrand.com/Linus, and I expect to find something really nice there. This is interesting. Watching a video, whether it's in portrait or landscape mode, gives you that pseudo tablet experience on both of them. So the fact that the screen's a slightly different size and shape doesn't really make that big of a difference. But the software, this is cool. Look at this. I got all my crap down here on the new one. I cannot wait for this update to show up on my Fold 3. The hardware of the screen doesn't seem to have changed much. It's still 120 Hertz variable refresh rate, 1200 nits peak brightness, and with respect to the crease, honestly, the experience does not seem materially different to me. I'd like to hear the speakers though.
Good idea, Jake. Okay, well, he's doing it. I was gonna say
they're still fine. And they're still stereo, which actually does make a really big difference. Like I said, watch a lot of video on my Fold, definitely appreciate the stereo speakers. Supposed to be less distracting, okay. Well, let's open up the YouTube app and let's go to a video then, shall we? Yeah, I'd say depending on the angle, they have improved that. It looks like the pixel density over top of the camera hole is a little higher. Just the desktop looks so overcooked. Look how deep the red is on that Play Store icon. This looks like juiced. You can see it in the two Chrome icons. That does not look the same at all. Look how much more blue the text messaging one is on the new one compared to the old one. Like, is that noticeable, Andy, on camera?
Yeah, definitely.
And like the phone one. But then I open up the same video in YouTube and it looks fine. No, it's a little overdone. It's just less noticeable and it's not something that I've looked at so many times. Oh, right, I was supposed to, that was the whole point of having the same video playing. Okay, I'm a hot mess today. Okay, how distracting. I mean, I clearly am not even noticing it. The second I switch, stop. The second I switch over to full screen. Oh yeah. Higher pixel density for sure. And it's a smaller hole. That is definitely less noticeable. I don't think that when I'm watching content normally, either of them is the sort of thing that I would notice, but their engineers have clearly been hard at work. It is better. Kind of curious what else has changed about the software, but I feel like I gotta take a look at the new camera first. One of the big innovations on the Z Fold 3 was that it was, I believe, Samsung's very first through display camera. Well, the Fold 4 apparently improves on this. Let's go ahead and fire up the camera app. But I have 2 capture buttons, just little software things. I'm glad we've got this bottom row of icons on the new one, but the software experience, not perfect. Oh, you know what? Oh man, now I wanna know if Stories is supported yet. Okay, one moment please. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Wait, what? Why is the Shorts one not there? Shorts is supposed to work. It might not make sense to you that Samsung has invested so much in improving the small screen experience, but as someone who actually daily drives one of these things, I can tell you, you're gonna end up using the small screen a lot more than you probably realize. Typing, even with the split keyboard on the full-size screen, honestly, it's not the greatest, and while it's amazing how thin Samsung has made their Fold series devices, it is not the easiest to hold on to. You know what I mean? Like whereas this is substantial. You can really grab onto it. Do they actually claim that the image quality changed, or just that it's less distracting? Because this does not look any better. If anything, it looks ever so marginally worse, although I can't necessarily trust the preview. They say it's the same. Okay, huh. The rear camera is where we see one of the big improvements over the Fold 3. It's gone from 12 to 50 megapixels on the main shooter, and the telephoto shooter has gone from 2x optical zoom to 3x zoom, although it goes down from 12 megapixels to 10, but then again, megapixels are not the be all and end all anyway. It does 8K video? Who cares? I give you my personal Linus Tech Tips guarantee that the 8K video won't look very good. I'm having a hard time understanding this new interface here. You said they do 3 times zoom on it now?
Yeah, it's 3 times optical.
3 times optical. Well, they don't even have 3x as like one of the default options here. So what? How do I switch lenses, Samsung? Okay, in video I can. It looks like I'm just using the main shooter and digitally zooming no matter what I do. Sup, Alex? Oh my God, that looks terrible. I'm gonna take that same picture on the Fold 3, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna digitally zoom in, and it's probably gonna look better.
Wait, that's the color?
I used the 6x, I used the 6x zoom, and it's pretty bad.
6x? Or 3?
Well, that's the thing. The camera app's super confusing. When you're in the photo mode, it offers you 1, 2, 4, and 6. But they're all in 4x3 50 megapixels, so that would seem to indicate that it's using the primary sensor. Now, to be clear, if you just like use 1x mode, it's fine. But this 6 times zoom one, look at how bad a job it does of skin tones. Here's Bell, that's, yeah, pretty much what he looks like. That's not right. A lot of what I'd like to say about the Fold 4 is stuff that I wouldn't be able to figure out until I've daily driven it for at least a couple of weeks. Like one thing, for example, is my Plex app on my Fold 3 will often open to just a blank screen. Oh, did it do it? Look at that. You can't script this stuff. It'll often open to just a blank screen. That could be on Plex. They definitely have bugs in their app, but I've certainly noticed buggier behavior overall with my foldable device than what I would expect from a non-foldable device. There's other things that Samsung really can't do anything about. They just need Google or app developers to fix their shiz. For example, some apps, if you open them in the front screen and then open up the main screen, they actually don't expand until you click this button and the whole app relaunches. So whatever it is you were doing, wherever you left off, you will lose your place and you'll just go to whatever the home screen of that app is. None of it's a deal breaker for me though, because really it comes down to reading and productivity. I just read more when I'm using one of these large screen foldable devices, and for me, that's actually a good thing. And as for productivity, man, nothing beats being able to run something like a TeamViewer remote desktop application on a screen this size compared to a screen that's maybe 60, 70% this size. Another thing Samsung can't do much about is battery life. They both have the same 4,400 milliamp hour battery, and it's okay. I started with 85% today, it's 245, I'm at 37%. If I'd gone all the way to 100, which can reduce the longevity of your battery, by the way, I'd be sitting at about 52%, but I'm not really halfway through my day. So I often find myself topping up the Fold in a way that I wouldn't necessarily have to do with a device that didn't have such a large screen or that had a larger internal battery. Yeah, overall, I can't really complain about the software. The apps, a little bit. $1,800 US. They have got to get the price down for these things. Sorry, you just told me the price. Man, I mean, it's a little cheaper than last time. Weren't they $2,000 last time? Is it the same? Yeah, they're just not gonna penetrate the mainstream this way, but front screen, I'd say, is the biggest, most worthy upgrade out of everything that I've seen here. I don't need more performance, not in a device like this. I don't really use it for gaming, but this is nice to have, less bezel along the side here, so that's pretty cool. Honestly, the upgrade is so small even that it's not really worth the hassle for me to log into all my crap and install all my apps on this. I think I'm just gonna keep using the Fold 3. Which doesn't mean that, if all things equal, I wouldn't choose the Fold 4, but it is a royal pain in the butt to get all my crap set up again. I just don't feel like it. I do have to say though, despite any negativity you guys might have picked up from me about the price or the differences compared to the last generation, obviously, with access to any phone in the world, I still choose to daily drive a Fold. I believe in the concept. I believe that Samsung's execution is the best overall package so far. And the only reason that I'm disappointed at all is because I'm rooting for this technology. I just want it to keep getting better. But I feel like telling you thanks for watching. Subscribe to ShortCircuit.